Well. World-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life. Oh, Michael.
Oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, trailer, there's a mo, it's a beast, dirty boom boom, bound to break and get your beat, no don't be boom boom boom, we got to get on the ground, no don't be boom boom boom, 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 no don't be boom boom boom. It's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, don't be oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, don't be oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, don't be oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, don't be oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, don't be trailer, there's a mo, it's a beast, dirty boom boom, bound to break and get your beat, no don't be boom boom boom, we got to get on the ground, no don't be boom boom boom, it's a setup, it's a setup, don't be boom boom, trailer, there's a mo, it's a beast, dirty boom boom, bound to break and get your beat, no don't be boom boom boom, we got to get on the ground, no don't be boom boom boom, get up, get up.
Shut the fuck up! Fucker! Move!
Do you know why you're here?
Bad luck, I guess.
There was a girl I knew. She said she cared about me. She tried to make my world the way she thought it should be. Yeah, we were desperate then to have each other to hold. There's a long road, yeah. There's a There were so many times I would wake up and lose. Yeah, with my head spinning round, I would wait for the moon. Yeah, we were desperate then to have each other to hold and give her one more chance to try to save my
Never has there been an opening like this in the entertainment industry. This week, Grand Theft Auto 5 pulled in $1 billion in sales in 3 days. No movie or music release has ever come close to that.
Yeah, it was hard to give up. Some things are hard to let go. Some things are never enough. I guess I only can go. Yeah, we were desperate then to have each other to hold and give her one more chance to try to save my soul. There's a long road, yeah. There's a long road, yeah. We were desperate. There's a long road to have each other.
Alrighty, folks at home, we need you guys to lock in here today. It is going to be a shorter show, so we're going to let you know that off the bat. It is chilly out here. They said it's warm, but I don't believe that it is because I'm out here, and it is pretty chilly, and the energy is already pretty low. And I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. When there is official announcements in regards to GTA 6, when there is official news in regards to GTA 6, we're going to look back at these shows. We're going to look at the chat. And we're going to jot down the people that were in here, and we're going to thank them for being in here. But for the people that couldn't be bothered and only want to tune in, when there's official information, we will start the ban process because that's fake fan behavior, and we don't tolerate that too kindly around here. So I'm just going to let you know that right here, right now, that if you guys want to start showing up when there actually is a trailer 2, when there actually is official information regarding this game, we don't want you here because you weren't a part of the journey. You weren't a part of when it was really quiet, and you weren't able to handle it. So it's as simple as that. So whenever Rockstar does pull the curtain back, if you guys can't be bothered to tune in, now, then we don't want to see you when there actually is information regarding this game because, quite frankly, that's a disrespect to my intelligence. You guys can't be bothered to tune in. But you can when there's official news and official trailers and all of this stuff. It's a sad situation. I mean, it really is. You can't handle speculation, but you watch Luke Steffens you'll watch him do nothing on his little show for 15 minutes straight talking into an SM7B. You love doing that. You love that, but you can't handle it over here, because it's just, Michael is not too pleasurable to look at. And, he's got eyes going in different directions. We can't resonate with that because we look in the mirror and we're just so fantastic, right? We look better than Brad Pitt, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's ridiculous. And if we don't get any support in 30 minutes, we'll just wrap it up in 30 minutes. But we do have something to talk about here today. Not that you listen, but nonetheless, we do have something to talk about. So it is going to be a shorter show for today, not only because it's cold, but because the battery doesn't last this long. And if the support isn't there in 30 minutes, then we will be wrapping it up. We're not going to sit out here and wait for the battery to die because that's just too much time for you guys. We went live for, 2 hours and 30 minutes or something yesterday. That's plenty of content. And today we'll do it a little bit shorter because that's about what you guys can handle. But when our Asmongold goes live, I mean, you just suck that up. You're on your knees. You're just draining that, right? I mean, quite frankly, it's a sad situation. When Asmongold goes live, you just suck it up and you just type in yeah in the comments like the sheep you are. It's crazy stuff. It really is, I'll tell you that. That's what we're talking about. Jack Bitten is coming through. And in a way that makes sense.
Jack Bitten super chatted £4.99. Best content on this dead platform.
Yeah, it is a
Loyal
dead platform.
through and
It is a
through.
dead platform. I've got millions of views on TikTok. I got millions of views on Twitter. You can't get millions of views over here. It is a dead platform. I wouldn't recommend uploading content on this platform unless you've already established yourself. At that point, then you can upload anywhere. But I would recommend going on other platforms and really just starting there. I wouldn't recommend starting on YouTube. You can find a little following, but if you want a bigger audience, if you want a wider audience, I would recommend other platforms. It'll get you to the destination a little bit quicker. Jack Bitten, nonetheless, coming through and popping the cherry. That's what we love to see, coming through and supporting the show in a way that makes sense. We need you guys to wake up in here. It's getting ridiculous. I got to stand up already because it's fucking cold out here. In fact, I think it's colder here today than it was yesterday. The temperature is supposed to be a little bit better here today, but I don't know if I feel that. Nonetheless, Jack Bitten is coming through. That's what we love to see. We need you guys to lock in here today because we got news on another game that was supposed to, I believe, come out this year. And we got some unfortunate news surrounding that release, and I think it does somehow correlate to GTA 6. And I think you guys need to buckle up for this GTA 6 ride because this ride is going to last a little longer than maybe you would expect. Let's just put it that way. I think if you really do believe that this game is coming in fall of 2025, well, I think that's hilarious to me, and I think you should be on Comedy Central because you would have a great comedy special. I mean, you really would. If you really believe, because it's a joke. It's a joke, and you have to be a clown to believe it, that GTA 6 is coming in fall of 2025. I mean, that could never be me, but it certainly could be you. So we're going to take a look. Jack Bitten is coming through. He's popping the cherry, setting the mood, the vibe, the tone of the atmosphere. And we do have a shorter show for you here today. So we will not be going for 2 hours and 30 minutes like yesterday. And it will be a shorter show here today, that I could tell you. So we got information surrounding this game right here. Fable has been officially delayed to 2026. Okay. Now, you could argue you don't care about Fable. I don't care about Fable either. In fact, I've never played a Fable game. And maybe we're missing out. But the point is that Fable got delayed out of nowhere today. Okay? That's the point. Now, granted, Fable didn't have a trailer. It had a teaser, I believe. And that was about it. I don't think they had a release window at the end of the teaser trailer. I'm not sure, though. But it didn't have a trailer. So it is a little different, but nonetheless, the point is that out of the blue here on a Thursday, Wednesday, whatever day it is, Fable has been delayed to 2026, and I fear that this is coming for GTA 6, and we can go into why I believe that is the case. It should be pretty common sense at this point. It's been nearly 450 days. That's the first thing to understand. They haven't talked about GTA 6 since 2023. I've been talking about the game for 450 days. In fact, before that, Before they actually unveiled it, they pulled the curtain back and they said, we're releasing a trailer for the next iteration of Grand Theft Auto. We were covering it back then as well. So I've been covering this for at least 500-plus days, periodically. Not every day, but periodically we have been covering GTA 6 for 500 days. And it's been a long road, and the road is going to be a lot longer than I think you think. I think some of you guys are thinking that we're at the destination, and we're not at the destination. So I guess that song is fitting because it is a long, long road for this game, and it's a sad situation. Georgie's coming through. That's what we love to see.
Georgie Cifuentes super chatted $5. Is GTA 6 really delayed?
Well, Fable is. Fable has been officially delayed to 2026. I didn't know this game was supposed to come out this year, but I guess it was. And nonetheless, they pushed it back here today. Fable has been officially delayed to 2026. It has been nearly 450 days since GTA 6 Trailer 1. And I've already made the point. I said, why did they release the trailer in 2023? Especially back then, we knew the game was coming in 2025. It's unbelievable to me. I mean, it really is how this all came together and how we're still left in the dark here with GTA 6. I mean, it really is unbelievable, and there's nothing to compare it to. You can't compare it to the Elder Scrolls, and you can't compare it to any other game because there's nothing like this. We got a full trailer for GTA 6. We got artwork. We got a press release. We got those three things 450 days ago nearly, and it's been radio silence ever since. And, the Elder Scrolls fanboys, they say, oh, well, you think you have it bad. We've been waiting 7+ years since the teaser. Okay, but the teaser was just a title card. It wasn't a trailer. The Elder Scrolls, they didn't say when it was coming out, right? Can't compare. This is a totally different ballgame. This game's in the gutter. That's what we're talking about. Legolania coming through.
Never played Fable 2? Wow, you're missing out on one of the best games ever.
Yeah, maybe we need to play that.
Sad.
Yeah, maybe we need to play. Well, it was Xbox exclusive back in the day, so we didn't. Who had an Xbox? I mean, if you're a Halo guy, I guess, but that's the only reason to buy an Xbox. That's the only reason why Xbox was successful to begin with, because Halo was so good, at least back in the day it was, and then it turned into just garbage over time. But Legolanius is coming through. That's what we love to see, coming through with that 5. So Fable has been officially delayed. We haven't played any of these Fable games, but apparently they're pretty in-depth, and I think the NPCs are on schedules and stuff like that. So maybe this is the RPG that we need to dive into sometime. But Fable, the point is today, and how this does relate somehow to GTA 6, is that this has been delayed out of the blue. Like, no one was probably expecting Fable to be delayed today on a Wednesday or Thursday, whatever day it is. And here we are. It has been delayed to 2026. Shenanigan S is coming through. This is what we love to see. Hard and strong, homie.
Shenanigan S has just tipped $9.99 through Super Chat. Love is a long road, long road, long and hard road. Watch out for potholes. Me love you, long time road, hard and black road.
Yeah, and so is the release date for GTA 6. I mean, again, we're 450 days. I've never seen anything like this, to be honest. I think this is unbelievable, and people are normalizing this, and they're saying, oh, it's going to be a great game. Just hold your horses. You're impatient. Rockstar said this. Rockstar said that. And it's like, dude, we have gone 450 days without anything. This game is not coming out this year. I don't care how you want to spin it. And it's going to be funny to look back at these losers who so believe that this game is coming out this year. There's no way that this game is coming out this year. It's not happening. We're already in March. There's no sign of it coming. Of course, that could change at any moment, but right now, as it stands, it's still radio silence for GTA 6. This game is not coming out this year, and I think that just needs to be it's pretty obvious that it's not. I mean, it really is obvious. Last year, we heard that the devs didn't want to go back to the office. They wanted to work from home, and they had to mandate that they do go back to the office, and some devs were saying, we don't think that this is a fantastic idea, so there might have been a clash there. And that clash could have caused some roadblocks in the schedule. Yeah, that might have delayed the game internally last year. So there is a reason why we're not hearing about it. It's not marketing. Like this whole idea that, oh, yeah, it's just this clever marketing tactic. And, that's not how the game works, bud. That's not how marketing works. That is not how marketing works, okay? Like, you guys are crazy.
Super chatted €5.
That's what we're talking about. Isaac A is coming through. But the fanboys in denial will say, that it's just marketing. Rockstar knows that they're just, everyone's yapping about GTA 6, and therefore that's somehow going to correlate to sales when the game comes out. And it's like, that's not how that's going to work. You can go ask 50 people on the street right now if they have seen this trailer, and you would be surprised. Most of them maybe have not seen the trailer. I mean, it's really sad. It's been 450 days, and even if they have seen the trailer, they've already forgotten about this game. The marketing has to be stronger this time around. They can't just hold back and say, we're just going to come out of the woodwork. And I mean, it just doesn't make any sense at all. But these delusional Rockstar fanboys are so in bed with, this Take-Two. Oh, it's coming fall 2025, by the way. Yeah, well, they don't know much, obviously. And they're left in the dark just like we are, because Rockstar is seemingly in control, and Rockstar seemingly doesn't have a deadline outside of the one that they said, which is 2025. But obviously it's not coming this year. I don't know why you guys don't get that. They have to have a massive marketing campaign. This is the biggest video game of all time, and you think that they're just going to sit there and say, well, we only need 4 months of marketing for this game. I mean, that could work, sure, but it could work better if you had a big lead up to it. I mean, they've never done this before with any of their games. You look at GTA 5, we've already gotten trailer 2 at this point for GTA 5. We've already gotten a ton of screenshots and so on and so forth, previews. You know what I mean? Within the same timeline. It's insane. Red Dead Redemption 2, when that got delayed, we at least got screenshots. I mean, they haven't talked about this game in 450 days, and you are supposed to believe that it's coming later this year? Like, that's a bunch of poppycock is what that is, and anyone that believes that is a loser. Like, I'm sorry to say, but, look, I'd love for this game to come out, but it's not happening. And I think that needs to be just, you should go in with those expectations, because then you'll be surprised if it does come out later this year, and then you'll be happy. So it's best to go in with this idea that it is going to be delayed, because later this year, if it does get delayed, you'll say, well, we knew that was coming. But if you go in expecting that this game is releasing this year, later this year, you're going to be disappointed when they pull the curtain back, just like they did here today with Fable, and delay it. They delayed Fable today out of nowhere. No one saw this coming. Okay? No one saw that Fable was going to get officially delayed. I mean, they haven't talked about this game in probably quite some time too, but we didn't get a release window on when it was coming, did we? Maybe we did, I'm not sure. But the point is that this game got delayed, and it came out of nowhere. It came out of a left field, and I think the same is going to happen for Grand Theft Auto 6. I don't think we're going to have this big thing. The game is definitely going to get delayed. That's what we're talking about. 775 coming through.
Savon super chatted $5. Crazy to think I first played GTA 5 on the PS3, then about a year later PS4 came out. Sounds like the same is gonna happen, but with PS6 around the corner.
Yeah. Well, at this point, they might as well wait. I mean, if the game doesn't come out until fall 2026, which is over a year from now, you're waiting so long for this game. It's gonna be just unbelievable. In terms of waiting that long from trailer 1 in late 2023, December of 2023 to fall of 2026. That's literally a 3-year wait from one trailer to potentially the game coming out, if it does get pushed to 2020, fall 2026, which I actually do believe that it could very well be pushed to 2026, fall 2026 rather. I think that is a very strong thing. I think maybe they looked at the project and they said, we want to maximize this and take it even further. And as such, it might require more time, especially since that's what we're talking about, lasagna coming through.
$5. A point against your argument is the investor call. They confirmed fall 2025 multiple times in that call.
Yeah, well, they said the same for Red Dead Redemption 2, and that got delayed. They're going off of what they know last. It's not like they have this foresight from Rockstar where it's like, you know what I mean? And they also didn't have a release date for Borderlands when the investor call happened. And then a few days later, they had a release date at the State of Play for Borderlands. And Take-Two did say, and you could say that they didn't, but I have the graphic, Take-Two shows that Borderlands was supposed to release after GTA 6. And now that that's coming, that confirms the delay as well, pretty much. And you losers are like, well, Borderlands is a totally different game. And it's like, dude, Take-Two is putting out way too many games for this game to come out this year. The delay is so obvious, it's not even funny. They don't even need to delay it. It's already delayed. Like, bro, how are they going to make money on Mafia Old Country? You know what I mean? Georgie's coming through yet again. This is what we love to see.
Georgie Cifuentes super chatted $5. When is the PlayStation 6 comes out?
I would say probably 2027. We've heard rumors that the new Xbox is coming in late 2026. So I would say 2027. The PlayStation 5 Pro just came out, about 6 or so months ago. And that's going to be the console for the next couple of years. But I think the PlayStation 6 will be out in 2027, maybe a little bit before, but sometime in 2027, I believe the PlayStation 6 will be out. But I mean, honestly, that's not exciting. I want software. We want software that drives hardware. And you'll see games like the Interstellar Galactic from Naughty Dog on there. It'll be a cross-gen title probably. Elder Scrolls probably will be on the PlayStation. It'll be probably maybe a cross-gen title if they can get that out and get that going within the next few years. So games like that, I think you'll start seeing that. But most of them will be cross-generation titles. But you'll obviously want to play it on PlayStation 6 if that's available. And I already said, well, the PlayStation 5 Pro, as it stands right now anyway, is presumably going to be the best console to play GTA 6 on. But that's only if the game doesn't get delayed. If GTA 6 gets delayed to 2026 and the new Xbox comes out that year as well, then maybe the new Xbox will be the best place to play this game. So, I mean, it's just a sad situation. Of course, we have the Nintendo Switch 2 as well. There's no way this game is coming out, but like I said earlier, you have too many games from Take-Two. You have Mafia: The Old Country, and I have to ask, where's that game, right? Like, where's Mafia: The Old Country? This is a game that's supposed to come out this summer, and we're already in March, and obviously they still got time, but I don't understand how you're making a Mafia game the same year that GTA 6 comes out. The new Mafia game is going to be overshadowed by GTA 6. I think they should just cancel that game. They might as well just cancel these games because you don't have a chance. Unless you put it out really early this year like Kingdom Come 2, the way they rolled that out and got that ahead of all of this potential GTA 6 stuff is a smart move because you have plenty of time with that game from when it released in February all the way until fall 2025 if this game, of course, does release then. So you have plenty of time, and obviously it's a very different game. But with that said, if Kingdom Come 2 or any other game were to release close to fall 2025, it's just not going to go anywhere. You know what I mean? It's going to be overshadowed by GTA 6 and the talk of this game and the sales of this game and just everything surrounding this game. I mean, you don't really have much choice here. And really the what Rockstar is doing is Georgie's back in here yet again. What is this? The 3-time Tony Hawk combo. Georgie's in the building.
Georgie Cifuentes super chatted $5. I am buying 5e PlayStation 5 Pro this March.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, PlayStation 5 Pro. I mean, it's GTA 6. Presumably will look and perform best on that console. I would hope anyway. So yeah, if you get a PS5 Pro, it should be the best place to play GTA 6 whenever this game does release. But at this point, obviously, it's not looking great. And I don't know how anyone can sit on the internet and type, well, Rockstar's cooking. Let's be patient. They don't need a lot of marketing for GTA 6, and they only need about 3 months of marketing for the biggest game in the world, right? It's like, really? It's not some like chintzy horror movie that comes out on a Friday. It's like, yeah, they don't need to market those movies because they only last about a week in the theater, and then they go to streaming just a few weeks after. It's like, well, they already made their money back because they're made on a low budget, so they don't need to market that shit for long and long. It's like this is literally the biggest video game of the entire in history. It's like it literally is. Like this will make more money than any movie. This will make more money than any video game that's ever come before. This will hold the record for many, many, many years. It might hold the record forever. I don't know if anything will beat it because there might not be a GTA 7 at this rate if they can't even put 6 out. It's been 13 years, 12 years since GTA 5, however many years since 2013. I mean, I don't know why you guys think this game is coming out. Well, Take-Two said in the investor call. Okay, Take-Two also said Red Dead was coming out, and then look what happened there. It got delayed. So there's not much hope for this game, and it's a sad situation because the waiting is not necessarily a fantastic thing, I'll tell you that. If they do delay this to 2026, we will stop covering it until it comes closer to that time because I'm just done talking about it. Like, it's just, I have tried to hold out here. I've tried to, because I think this game has potential. I do believe that, but at the same time, I think it does have potential to be a disaster as well. I think it's a big mixed bag at this point because we don't really know Rockstar's output and we don't really know what they're capable of past Red Dead Redemption 2. We haven't seen them put anything out. We haven't seen their new game, right? And Red Dead Redemption's, over half a decade since that game released. So even that game by today's standards, I mean, it still holds up, but this is a totally different behemoth, right? This is Grand Theft Auto. Your grandma knows about Grand Theft Auto. If you ask her about Red Dead, she's never heard of that. But your grandma knows about Grand Theft Auto. Go ask her. Go ask your grandma. Go ask your grandma right now. Pause the screen. Pause the stream. Go ask your grandma right now and ask her, does she know what Grand Theft Auto is? And she'll say, little Johnny used to play that. I mean, that's the reality of the situation regarding this game. It's unlike anything else. It's unlike any other game. Your grandma might have heard of Call of Duty, probably Fortnite. But at the end of the day, this is bigger than any of what we just talked about. So do they need to market the game? Yes, they do. And the reason why they need to market the game is because, first of all, the trailer 1 came out over 450 days ago, nearly 450 days ago. So everyone has already forgotten about it if you're not in the video game bubble. If you're not crazy like I am, and you cover this game almost daily, most people have moved on. They watched the trailer, they were hyped, and they stayed hyped for a little bit, and then once it became a reality that 2024 was complete silence from Rockstar, that was the wake-up call for a lot of people where they're just saying, we don't care about this game anymore. And they're just going to wait until Rockstar pulls the curtain back. Well, that's fantastic. Let's pull the curtain back, Rockstar, and let's announce pre-orders, and let's get the internet talking because, who's that one guy on YouTube? He says he works for Rockstar, and he was like some animator and some shit like that, and it's like, dude, this guy doesn't know anything, but he's a clout chaser. That's what he knows how to clout chase. I tell you that. Well, I worked at Rockstar Games, and I worked on GTA 5 and Red Dead, and I was an animator, and I know how Rockstar handles things. And it's like, no, this isn't marketing. Like, if you really think that this is marketing, you're an idiot because it's not marketing. It's not marketing. Them staying silent is not marketing. Maybe to you schizos on the internet, but it's not marketing to the general public, which they're going to make the most money outside of the internet bubble. The internet bubble likes to yap about games and get on their little forums in their, chat rooms and get all stupid and silly. That's not gamer. That's fake gamer material. This is the biggest game in the world. It's bigger than Call of Duty. This is bigger than Fortnite. This is bigger than Madden. This is bigger than all of that stuff. And if you really think that this is how they're marketing the game by saying nothing and, it's increasing the hype, what's going on with this game? We're so curious. There's a big question mark surrounding this game. It's like, no, there's not. We heard last year that some of the devs were still working from home, and they didn't want to go back to the office when they were mandated to go back to the office to maybe do the crunch to get it to the finish line so that it could release in 2025. So when you have devs that are woke, they have the woke mind virus, okay? They don't want to go back to work. They got 3 COVID vaccinations. The game is in the shitter. When you have unmotivated people on the team, it's time to substitute them out and get motivated people on the team. It's as simple as that, okay? If they're not willing to make some sacrifices this year, then they shouldn't be on the development team. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. If these devs aren't willing to sleep in the office and get up and continue the work and the project, well, then they're not committed. It's as simple as that. They're not committed because they just see it as another job, and that's not how you make a great game. That's not how you make a great game. All of your favorite games more than likely were made under crunch and made under pressure and severe deadline and tight deadlines. But now that isn't the case, they can go into the office and they can just lollygag and they can just go on Twitter and talk about American politics and all of this bullshit. And it's like, just sit down and code the damn game. Holy shit. So you can't help but wonder, it's blatantly obvious that this game is not coming out. It's not marketing. There's no marketing going on by them staying silent. The game's not in a great spot right now. Something happened. And we already know what happened. The transition from working from home, for some reason they were still working from home in 2024, which makes absolutely no sense. But that transition occurred. No one talks about it for some reason. All of the Grand Theft Auto 6 channels, and there's at least 5 or so that at least pop up on YouTube, none of them talk about that. And if any of them are listening, maybe you should make a new video and say you found the real reason why this game doesn't have trailer 2. Why the real reason this game has no updates since, 450 days. It's because of the transition last year. Georgie's coming through yet again.
Georgie Cifuentes has just tipped $10 through Super Chat. For the time being, the next earnings call should say when is the release date for GTA 6.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I think the next earnings call is in May. And if they don't have an update by then, well, then there's no point in continuing to discuss this game because it's getting just, it's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous because now we're in 2025. It's like, okay, last year, it was 2024. It's like we were talking about this in the summer of 2024. No one was listening. No one cared. We had a few less viewers than we do now. And it's just the same old thing. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, what do you want me to do? You want me to not cover this game? I want to cover this game. This is the only game that I'm interested in. Starfield was one of them. That turned out to be a terrible disaster. Because it was exciting. At least it was before the launch. It was Todd Howard coming back. We haven't seen them put out a game in many years since, what was it, Skyrim, I think, right? Was that their last game from Todd Howard? That's been a hell of a long time. So it was a big moment for Bethesda and Todd Howard, and he was making his magnum opus and all that bullshit, and then it turns out to be the same old garbage, and those games don't work anymore for me. They don't work anymore for me. So if the Elder Scrolls is the same old bullshit where you're walking around and people are robotic and they have like 3 dialogue lines, like, yeah, that shit doesn't work for me anymore. You're going to have to make a fucking good game. You're going to make a game that resembles the year that it's made in, not fucking 1985. So I just can't do that anymore. If you're going to make a game like that, might as well go Indian 2D top-down and play your fucking Stardew Valley bullshit, and, that game, they have schedules in that game and you can plant your farms and all that. I don't know, dude. It's just like I can't play a 3D open world game where you hype it up to the moon and back and then you play it and it has like the same broken garbage since, the PS3 games and the Xbox 360 games, and nothing has evolved. It's the same engine over and over. I just can't do that. It's not working for me. And the whole space thing is boring on top of that, so it just makes it just a terrible experience. But that was one game we were looking forward to. I was hyping it up. I thought, they were going to really knock it out of the park, and it just turned out to be a disaster. But now we're looking forward to GTA 6, and, this game has a multitude of problems that creators are not talking about. None of them are covering it. They're just covering all of the normie topics surrounding this game. They're not talking about the key players that left at Rockstar because they're saving those talking points for when the game, is a disaster. They're saving those videos and they're saving those talking points because they're so fake and phony. But we told you, we said the key players at Rockstar are gone. We said that it's a sad situation, and people argued about it. I made an analogy a few years ago, and I said, well, if Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal, if in the Lakers' prime, if they left the Lakers would be affected by that. Like the team wouldn't be the same without Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant and all the other players that were there. I mean, are going to be affected by those two in their absence. So it's no longer the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, it is, but it's a different version. And that's what's happening with Rockstar. We've seen this recently with Obsidian. You guys got a wake-up call there. You thought Fallout New Vegas, right? You're like, oh, yeah, this Skyrim killer's coming out. Avowed is so amazing, right? Avowed is so fantastic. Avowed comes out, it's total garbage. We're going 20 steps backwards in terms of the game and its mechanics, and it's a sad situation. Let me tell you that. It's a sad situation. And, we went from Fallout New Vegas, rather, where you can just kind of have, you can have a lot of freedom, at least more freedom than most games. And all of that's been gutted, and now it's just, you just go in one path, and it's an RPG it's a story game under the guise of an RPG. That's what they make these days. They don't make, when you give me a role-playing game, I want to have complete freedom. And if you can't make a role-playing game that has complete freedom, then the game's trash. It's as simple as that. Because by definition, that does, a role-playing game is I want to role play in the game. So if I want to role play as, then let me role play. It's not hard. But when the game has these forced stories and these forced narratives and these forced cutoff sections, it's not a role-playing game. They don't make role-playing games anymore. And if you're talking about true RPGs, and we're not talking about character customization and skill traits and skill trees and quests, no, that's not an RPG. Let me play the game. If I see a character and I don't agree with the character, there should be freedom there, okay? I want a role-playing game, and I don't think they've made even more than, I can't count, but I mean, true RPGs. I mean, how many of them actually exist? Maybe a few over 5 actual RPGs exist. There's not many, and it's really sad. It's really sad, but what can you do? These gamers love garbage. They love anything in their mouth. Really, they do. They love anything that's brand new and shiny in their mouth. And, they're looking forward to Ass Creed Shadows. But, the whole game leaked. Who cares? You guys are all on the paid shield campaign is what you guys are on. Who cares? Why would I care if Assassin's Creed Shadows leaked? Did anyone actually care about that game? No. It's a talking point for attention. It's not hard to figure out. Okay? Call Dr. Phil and let Dr. Phil know. And, he'll buy you a copy of Ass Creed Shadows, and then you won't play it, because I already know how you guys operate. You don't care about video games. You care about, the social aspect of generating conversation surrounding these games because you're so lonely in your life. When you really dissect what the internet is, it's a virtual asylum. That's what it is. That's what the internet is. When you get over the age of 30-something, you'll understand it. It's a virtual asylum for people that are down bad. Because why would you, if you had a life that was fulfilling, if you had a life that was... You wouldn't have time for the internet. Why would you be on the internet? Unless your job dictated you to be on the internet, there would be no reason to be on the internet. So really, when you look at the internet, it's a place for people to go, and it's a place for people to go where they can put on a mask, and it's a sad situation. Is what it is. It's a sad situation. Now, back in the day, the internet was a lot different. It was more educational, and it was, you go to the History Channel website or something, learn about the World War I and stuff like that. But it's a very different place now. It's basically just a virtual asylum. It's a virtual asylum where everyone can put their Halloween costume on and go into the asylum and just cause a wreck, cause a ruckus. It's really what it is, because it's as simple as that. I mean, the devs, quite frankly, and that also is crazy. These devs are on Twitter. They shouldn't be on Twitter. If you work at a game development studio, you shouldn't be using Twitter. You should be not until the game is finished anyway. I mean, if I had a game studio, I would say, guys, no one can go on Twitter until this game is shipped, because we need to focus here, we need to lock in. And if you guys are going on Twitter to bitch about politics and stuff like that, well, I don't know what to tell you, but it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, on their personal account, I guess, but if they're gonna, I don't know. It's just insane to me how. It's insane to me. The whole thing is insane to me. But no one cares about Ass Creed Shadows. The point is no one cares about Ass Creed Shadows. I mean, who cares if the whole game leaked? No one literally no one cares. No one can even tell you the storyline in that game. No one cares that the game leaked. So why are we making videos about that? No one legitimately cares that the game leaked. It's all a part of the show. That's what it is. It's all a part of the show. No one cares that the game leaked. It's all about advertising the game before it comes out. Oh, guys, our game leaked, so they go, no one cares about the story in Ass Creed Shadows. I never cared about the story in those games. It was so terrible. You just skip all the cutscenes. It's so terrible. It's god-awful. It's really terrible, I'll tell you that. So, Fable 3 delayed today. And this will be kind of foreshadowing for the GTA 6 delay announcement, whenever that is. Rockstar has no reason to talk about this game. That is pretty clear. It seems like Take-Two, they let them do what they want to do. So if that is the case, then Rockstar doesn't have to talk about this game. They're not obligated to. So if that is indeed the reality of the situation, then quite frankly, there won't be an update on this game. Why would there be an update on this game? If I were Sam Hauser and I knew that this game were in trouble, and I knew we hit a roadblock in terms of development, of course I wouldn't be releasing trailer 2. Why would I release trailer 2? We got to lock in here and make sure that this game is ready for prime time. We don't have time to market something that might not be ready. I mean, that's crazy to me. So I would not expect an update anytime soon regarding this game, because 2024 has shown us that the whole year went by and there was 0 updates on this game. Why would that change in 2025? Because the game's supposed to release in 6 months, 7 months, 8 months? Okay. Well, that's what we heard in 2023. It's 2025 now. That's what we heard in 2023. You have to understand, the general public, they don't know fall 2025. That's what Take-Two is saying. So they specified, I forgot when they specified, I think it was sometime early last year, they specified fall 2025, and everyone went insane, and they said, holy shit, GTA 6 is coming in fall of 2025. It's not happening. It's not happening. There's too much going on with this game. There's really too much going on. You have to develop the entire GTA 6 2.0, and I don't even know why trailer 1 came out. Like, it was just so random. Like, I remember streaming and someone said in the chat, like, oh yeah, Rockstar actually announced that GTA trailer 1 is coming in December, and it's like, what? Like, that's random as shit. So it was totally random, and then they just stopped talking about the game, and we haven't heard an update in 450 days. Like, well, yeah, the game isn't coming this year. I don't know why you guys think that they can just say, well, we only need 6 months of advertising. They don't need, no, they need more than 6 months of advertising. It's insane to me how you guys are just drinking the Kool-Aid here with this game. I mean, look, I'd love to be wrong, and I hope that I am, so that way we can come back on here and apologize and be like, yeah, Rockstar actually did pull the curtain back. We were so off base here. We were so wrong. I don't want this game to come out in 2026. I want this game to come out later this year. That would be fantastic. We don't need to wait any longer for this game. I don't, if it's broken day one, that's fine with me, because all games are anyway, so it's not really a big deal. And, the campaign will probably be short this time around. I think there's really no reason to. It's a totally different gaming atmosphere these days. 2013, people played online gaming, but it's a very different thing these days. More people are playing online gaming than ever before, I'm assuming. So, they have to lock in on that. They know that's where the money is. And single player, I mean, unless they integrate that somehow with the online, I mean, single player is taking a backseat. And I'm not saying it's not going to be quality, but Red Dead 2, they could focus on the single player because it's a Wild West game, and most people aren't really attracted to Wild West stuff, believe it or not. This is why they don't make Wild West movies in Hollywood anymore. Back in the day, they'd make Wild West movies left and right. They don't make them much anymore because no one's going to go see a Wild West movie. Would you see a Wild West movie if it came out in 2025? And if it had Brad Pitt and whoever else in it? Would you go see that? Would you really go see Brad Pitt as a cowboy? I mean, I'm sure some people would, but I don't think it would be a blockbuster hit. So why would we pour millions of dollars into that when it could potentially flop? That doesn't make any sense, so we don't make it. It's as simple as that. So that's why I think Rockstar, I think they focused on the campaign on Red Dead 2 because, well, they knew the online was going to be a little bit bigger than it was in the first game, because the first game, it was just the transition happened from GTA 4, the online for that, it was about having fun and going in and playing different game match type ups and things like that. It wasn't about living your social life in this virtual world, right? And GTA 5, they laid the foundation for that. You can get your own apartment, get your own cars, and so on and so forth. They laid that groundwork out for that. And as such, it just became this like thing where you brag to your friends on GTA, like how many cars you have in your garage. That was not a thing in GTA 4, bro. Like, but you guys don't remember that because you guys aren't boomers. Well, I can't resonate with you guys because you guys don't understand. If you're not over the age of 30 in here, then I don't know how to help you. It's as simple as that. So you're not going to get what I'm saying because you're like 21, 22, 23, 24, and it's like, yeah, you didn't grow up with the games that I grew up with. It's as simple as that. Where were you when GTA 4 came out? Because I'll tell you where I was. I was at Walmart buying the game before school. That's where I was. Were you? I don't think you were. And there was no digital downloading it. That wasn't a thing back then. So you're not going to understand what I'm saying. But that's the thing with this game, is that the online is obviously the massive priority here, right? And that I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how they're going to implement it where it's just like, yeah, they need another year to make the online and to make it as crazy as possible. Like, now maybe they have separate teams that do that, and obviously the online probably won't launch with the game day one, right? Like that never has been the case. Usually you have to wait a few more weeks. For GTA 5 and Red Dead 2, you had to wait a few more weeks for the online to launch. But if they are developing both right now, it's like, well, no shit. This is why the game isn't out. Like, the story is not going to take you would be surprised at the numbers. If the option to play the online was there day one, no one would click on the campaign. Because it's more fun to play with your friends in Vice City than it is to watch this woke Bonnie and Clyde tale. Right? Okay, well, there you go. It's more fun to go online and role play and do all this other shit within Vice City than it is to watch this woke theme, sanitized Bonnie and Clyde story where, Jason and Lucia and all this stuff. No one's playing that. So why would that even have the priority? I'm not saying it's going to be that terrible. There obviously will be some, but we have heard rumors that the single player will be actually shorter this time around, and I'm inclined to believe it. Because it makes more sense this time around. They know the juggernaut that is Grand Theft Auto Online. They know it's going to be a hard thing to transition people from the people that are already playing GTA 5, and that's going to be a slow process where everyone eventually comes over, because if you still have a PS4 or a PC, you're not going to be able to play this game day one. And so I think the campaign does have to be great, or at least impactful, rather. I don't know about great, but impactful, where people start talking about it and they get really attached to Jason and Lucia, these characters. And really, so that way they can use that as a way to kind of advertise the online. So it's the campaign this time around is basically, and it doesn't mean it's going to be, it doesn't mean it's not going to have depth, but the campaign this time around is essentially going to be an advertisement for the online, because it's $1 billion game now, so everything has changed. The entire dynamics. They had to go back in. The fact that GTA 5 made so much money, they had to go back in and censor out the game. Like literally, they're like, oh yeah, that's way too wrong. Oh shit, this game's actually making billions of dollars. Yeah, we got to go back in and start scrubbing it. So they took out certain NPCs. They took out certain flags. It's a Grand Theft Auto game, right? Like So they censored it because it got too popular and it made too much money. And this time around, they're not going to have that issue, because they're going in with this being sanitized and woke. And this summer is going to be more, even if this game does get delayed, this summer is going to be more interesting. I think, we have the Leslie Benzies game, and, you guys are talking shit about that game, but it's like, well, at least that game exists, right? I mean, it's supposed to come out this summer. And they actually showed gameplay in that trailer a little bit. They showed a little bit of a sliver of gameplay, and we also have apparently the Mafia Old Country game coming out. So those are two open world, well, not open world, but maybe one of them is. But those are two kind of similar games to this experience, I guess. But I just don't understand how Take-Two is putting this one out. I mean, there's too many games coming out. They got the WWE game coming out next month in March. They have Borderlands 4 coming out. When is that coming out? September? I mean, it's crazy. Lazy Lombax is coming through. There's too many releases for Take-Two.
Lazy Lombax super chatted $4.99. Rockstar is peak filibusters era. Playful face.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but there's a reason why the key players at Rockstar left, and I guess you guys don't want to discuss that, but there's a reason why the key players at Rockstar left. The co-founder of the company doesn't just leave. Like, there has to be a reason why he left. He's clearly, still a creative person. He's putting stuff out. Once the game makes $1 billion, everything changes. I mean, you're going to see it when the game comes out. And we're not saying that It's going to be a total disaster. But you just have to understand that GTA, the old GTA, can't exist in this era. So, and people will talk about the censorship and how you can go into interiors and you can't equip weapons. And it's like, okay, well, we've already had that conversation out here, so you guys are late to the party. I've tried to show you the censorship with Rockstar. I go, oh, it's not censorship, Michael. And it's like, yes, it is. It's blatant censorship. Sorry, you can disagree with it until the cows come home. But the fact that they deliberately made the choice to censor the weapons when you're in interiors, which no other open world game does, by the way, that's censorship. Watch Dogs 2, by the way, came out after GTA 5, and there's no censorship in that game. You can go into interiors, and the gameplay doesn't change. Why that? It makes no sense. And you're going to see those limitations in GTA 6. So even if you can go into interiors, they're going to have it very censored like they do now. They've already censored the game. They censored it back in 2013. They censored it all to hell. GTA 5 was the start of the censorship era, and it just got worse and worse and worse. Even in Red Dead 1, I think you can go into interiors, and the gameplay doesn't change. So they censored their games in 2013 going forward. And no one, for some reason, wants to talk about it, but it will be a talking point here for the grifters. It will be a talking point because they're going to be like, "Oh my God, Rockstar destroyed GTA. They destroyed. I used to love GTA. I'm going to go back and play GTA 4." Okay. I don't know what to tell you, man. You weren't paying attention, but the censorship was there long before this game came, and it's going to be way worse. Georgie's coming through yet again. This is what we love to see.
Georgie Cifuentes super chatted $5. I heard DJ Khaled will have his own radio station in GTA 6.
I don't know who that is. It's another rapper. I don't know who DJ Khaled is. Literally, if you show me a picture of him, I don't know who that is. Everyone keeps bringing up this DJ Khaled guy. I mean, I'm sure he's a big rapper, a big producer. I don't know who he is. Well, there's rumors that Joe Rogan's going to have a podcast in the game, and I think that makes sense because Laszlo is no longer at Rockstar, and they need someone to replace him, and Joe Rogan is going to be a big one, especially for the normies and the Zoomers today. You know, they love Joe Rogan, so and Joe Rogan's he sold out a long time ago. So Joe Rogan, would be a perfect fit for this woke garbage. I think Joe Rogan should be in the game because that's what the normies would really, Laszlo, they can't resonate with that original character, right? So yeah, just throw Joe Rogan in there, pay him, 50, well, not 50 million, but however much they pay him, 10 million, 20 million dollars to be in the game or some shit like that. There you go, done. Yeah, so I think they'll have big celebrity guests, and they've already had celebrity guests doing the radio stations in GTA 5, but but it's a sad situation, I'll tell you that. This game is a sad. I don't know how you guys can't see the disaster that's on the writings on the wall here. Look, if they came out with a screenshot and said the game's coming in 2025, well, no shit, no one's going to believe that. But they motherfucking ass, they put out a fucking trailer. Like, not a teaser, a fucking trailer that showed you a decent chunk of the experience, like, or at least what to expect. It wasn't a teaser title card like the Elder Scrolls. They confirmed it in a press release. They got artwork. Take-Two has been saying fall 2025. We got all of this stuff. And then all of a sudden they go radio silent for 450 days, and it's like, how does this make any sense? How does this make any sense whatsoever? Oh, they don't need to market it, Michael. We're marketing experts, by the way. Yeah, you're marketing experts in your own head in your fucking parents' basement. Like, you're an idiot. Just shut the fuck up. The problem with the internet is it gave everyone a voice, and everyone can just sit around and say anything. And it's like, well, imagine if someone came up to me right now and just, it's just crazy. Jeez. If we could do this show in the theater with real people, I would. That would be the substitution for doing this, but that's not possible. So, or even public access television, but that's not a thing anymore either, because they did away with analog television a long time ago. So it's not a thing anymore, unfortunately. But if we could do this show and distribute it in a different manner, we absolutely would, because it would be way more fun with a live audience. That would be more engaging and more satisfying and fulfilling for me than staring at a screen here. So I'm not fond of the internet, and there was a story about, I think there was a developer that worked at Gearbox. I think it was Gearbox, and he worked at Gearbox. He was a pretty big developer, and I think he retired or he quit or something. I can't remember the whole story here, and maybe I'm off a little bit, but he basically just moved away from all of the technology and built himself a cabin in the woods or something, and just kind of lives off the grid or something. Just gets away from because he was, the technology it's overbearing, all the technology and the screens, and that's another thing too with this game, is that I think we should start a petition to ban this game. I don't think that this game really should exist, to be honest, because first of all, it's going to be a disgrace to the legacy of Rockstar Games and the franchise as a whole. I think it won't be fantastic in that regard, but the addiction level in regards to this game, if they have the role-playing aspects built in day one, I mean, you're going to have people that are just going to sit around all day and play this game, and that's not healthy. And you could say, well, they already do that, and it's like, yeah, they do, but this is going to be a whole different level. This is going to be a drug to a lot of people, and they really need to enforce the ESRB age rating thing system, right? And I think they should raise it up to 25. I think you shouldn't anything under 25. I don't think you should be able to purchase this game. I think you have to be fully developed to play this game. I think that this is this is GTA, and there's an all new generation of gamers that have not played this game. They've never played any of these games. Or they might have played GTA 5, but they didn't grow up with these games. They didn't, this is going to be the first GTA for a lot of gamers, millions and millions of gamers. And I understand it's entertainment, and I get that, but when you have people that can't differentiate that, and you can't explain it. So I really do believe that 25 and above for this game, I think they should raise the age. It really is a sad situation that this game exists, really, to be honest. I mean, because I'm failing to see what good is it really going to provide. I mean, because we've already played GTA, and we've already played the best ones. I mean, this is going to be the worst one. In a lot of ways, and I'm not going to speak on that because it's so obvious where this is going. Guys, the frat boy culture is no longer at Rockstar. They have gone woke. They said they wouldn't know how to make a Grand Theft Auto under Trump's presidency. Well, guess what? Trump is president again, and now Rockstar is at this point where they're probably still in the masks, right? They probably put their masks still on. That could never be me. So it's just a sad situation. When this game comes out and it's a disaster, I'm going to look back at these streams that only got 200 viewers, 150 viewers. I'm going to laugh because I was right the whole fucking time. And I'm going to watch everyone else take the talking points and use the same talking points and just sit there and regurgitate everything that I've been saying for the last 3 years. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be really so much fun. And they'll get the views, and that's okay. I don't want the views. We don't want people over here. You get too many people over here, and it's no longer fun because everyone has the flapping gum syndrome, and they don't know how to respect the show. They just want to sit there and flap those gums instead of watching. And it's like, imagine if you went to the movie and started talking in the movie and saying, "Hey, here's my commentary." It's like no one was asking for your commentary. Sit down and listen to the fucking movie. If you can't afford, if you can't do that, wait until it comes to the to the streaming stuff, and then you can commentate over the whole movie the entire time in your home. I mean, it's just crazy. So I think they should ban this game. I think they should ban this game because you have the addiction level. This is going to be unlike anything that we've seen before in terms of video game addiction, worse than World of Warcraft in its heyday. The violence, the violence, that's going to be the conversation again surrounding this game. You'll see it all over the news, and that'll be the talking point for the mainstream media. The violence in GTA 6 is too realistic, and there's going to be a lot of people that agree with that, and it's like, well, maybe they should ban it then. They already said they don't know how to make a GTA under if Trump were president, so they probably shouldn't make this game. I think they should cancel this game. I honestly don't think it needs to exist. In fact, I don't really see a reason for this game to exist outside of obviously them making a boatload of money. But what if the game sucks? Like eventually that the sales will stall. if the game is a total disaster. I mean, you wait 13 years for this game, and it comes out to be a GTA 5 2.0, 1.5. Like, no one, like, we need this game to be next level. Like, there's no cutting corners. There's no excuses here. This game has to be next level. I've already said, when you get into the car, you should go to the gas station and fill up car with gas. If it doesn't have that feature, and if you can't understand why I'm pulling so hard for that feature, then maybe you don't get it to begin with, and maybe you shouldn't buy this game because it's not for you. And you can stick with your fantasy games, and you can stick with your Japanese RPGs, and you can stick with your whatever else you guys play. But, if you're not jonesing for features like that and rich detail and immersion, then this game isn't for you. You shouldn't be playing this game. We've waited over a decade for this game, and, there comes high expectations with this wait. And if they delay it to 2026, it's going to be a disappointment. I mean, it can't be anything but a disappointment if they delay it to 2026, because, quite frankly, they won't be able to hit those expectations no matter what. So it's going to be a disappointment if they do, especially delay it to 2026. It's already been bad enough as it is. With this 450-day wait and total silence, and that's not changing. We're going to have this same conversation in 1 month from now. So at the end of March, we're going to have the same conversation. I'll be right out here, and we'll have the same exact Well, it's to be the same exact thing. So you guys come back in 1 month, and we'll have the same conversation. I would be blown away if we got an update in 1 month from now in regards to this game, because it's not happening. It's just the game doesn't. There's something happening here that isn't right. It's very obvious and very evident to me that you don't come out of the woodwork and market the biggest video game of all time within just 4 months and say, oh yeah, that's all the marketing we need. That's ridiculous. That's unbelievable. That's crazy to me. Makes no sense. It really doesn't make any sense to me at all. But these idiots on the internet just want to cope and it's coming in fall of 2025. Well, I hope it is. I really do. So that way we can play it and we can assess it and we can say, well, it really hit that home run, or it was not worth the wait. So, but if that isn't the case and we have to wait until 2026, then we have to wait over we have to wait over a year and a half from now. And ain't nobody got time for that. That's crazy. That is insanity. The fact that this game isn't out is crazy to me, right? Like, and you do have to blame the consumers. They built the house. Take-Two, Rockstar Games, they built the house, and they knew people were going to come in the house, but they didn't build it big enough, right? GTA Online, that's what we're talking about. They didn't build the house big enough. And then when they built the house, they had to make some changes after a lot of people started coming in. This time around, they're building a massive mansion that's unlike anything you've ever seen before to accommodate everyone that comes in. And that's what's taking so long. That's what's taking so long, that they have to have that foundation ready. They have to have that house to be the appropriate size this time around. But you have to blame the consumer, because ultimately they decided that they want to play online. That's what they gravitated towards. It's not Rockstar's fault. It's not Rockstar's fault at all. Because, that's just the reality of the situation. Like, how is it Rockstar's fault? If no one comes into the grocery store, like, eventually they shut down, okay? Okay, well, if no one played GTA Online and they stuck with a single player, they would have stopped updating GTA Online and moved on to GTA 7. The whole trajectory of their roadmap would have changed. And I don't even think when they made GTA Online back in the day that they thought it would still be a thing in 2025. Like, I don't think that they thought that was going to be the case. I mean, maybe there was like a 5 or 10 year plan at max, but I don't think that they thought it was going to be that successful. I mean, they obviously had the numbers for GTA 4, and the online for that was very different, though. It was about having fun. Literally, there was no story in the online. It was getting to these playlists and these matchups and free roam and just goof off and lollygag. And that's what it should be. It shouldn't be anything more than that. But now they want to play The Sims in GTA Online and walk around Los Santos with your customized car and your flying DeLorean with pink smoke and all like that. That is insane to me. That's a disgrace. If I were Dan Houser, I would have left too, because it's like it's a totally different game compared to the single player. It's like, yeah, the single player still has like goofy elements and shit, but it's like, dude, there's no fucking flying DeLoreans with pink smoke and all this, like, you know, this flying bike, like all of that shit needs to be gone. Like, let's make this game grounded. You know, I think that's one of the things that they could actually make. They could actually really hit home here is that I want this game not to be ultra realistic, but the gameplay has to be less arcadey. Let's just put it that way. The gameplay has to be less arcadey. I think. And not to pad out the runtime, but, you know, like I said yesterday, I said it shouldn't be that easy to get into a car in this game. I think, you know, it shouldn't just be press triangle and then it triggers an animation and the success rate is always at 100%. That's crazy to me. Like, that whole thing has to be reworked from the ground up. So that way when you get a car in GTA, it's like, yeah, you're gonna stick with this one because that's what we're talking about, Jake and Bake coming through. When you get a car in GTA 6, it should be, you have to kind of stick with it. Like it's like the horse in Red Dead 2. If you want a new horse in Red Dead 2, you gotta calm it down. You got to put the lasso on the horse, and you gotta do all of this stuff. Well, that's what's going to happen in GTA 6, I believe. Maybe not for the online, but I think for the single player, I think that's going to be. I think all of that's going to be overhauled. The way you get into cars, how you get into cars, how frequent the success rate is dependent on a lot of factors. You're going to be able to put gas in your car. You're going to be able to get oil changes. Not full on car mechanic simulator. I'm not asking. No one's asking for that, but you know there will be car customization in the game. You know, you'll be able to put gas in your car. Change the oil. If you don't change the oil, it's going to be less reliable, things of that. So I'm telling you, a lot of this game is going to be reworked. I can just tell. And if you can't figure that out, then you didn't play Red Dead 2. You didn't. Because look at the first Red Dead compared to Red Dead 2. The gameplay's totally different. It's way more slowed down. Takes a lot of time to do things in Red Dead 2. The first game's like an arcade game. But Red Dead 2 is a much more slowed down experience. And that's what's going to happen here with GTA 6. So, like I said, Fable got delayed today out of nowhere. And you guys want to talk about Ash-Creed Shadows. What do you want me to say about that game? Don't care. That's what I said. I mean, we'll play it when it comes out, but you want me to just sit around and parrot what everyone else is saying? Oh, my God, Assassin's Creed Shadows leaked. Who cares? Like, I don't care. Why would I care about Assassin's Creed Shadow? Bro, that game was supposed to come out like 10 years ago. Like, an Ash-Creed in Japan? Like, what? They just now put it out? Like, what the fuck? And they put it out when the games have evolved into fucking mobile games. Like, why would anyone be excited about a new Assassin's Creed game? Like, they peaked in terms of technology in 2015 or 2014 with Assassin's Creed Unity, and then they went downhill since. And I played nearly all of them, and it's just been going downward and downward and downward, and that's because they're mobile games now. Even in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which I think that came after Unity, they removed all of the NPCs. There's not as many NPCs in London, so they dialed back already on that, and it just kept going into this weird direction where it's like busy work. You know, roam around ancient Rome and ancient Greece, ancient Egypt rather, and it's like, okay, but it's not fun to do any of this crap. It's like, you know, so. Yeah, it's a set. I mean, I think there is one Ash Creed game that has the NPCs on schedule, and it's either Ash Creed Origins or Ash Creed Odyssey. I don't remember. I think it's Ash Creed Origins, or maybe the one before that. I can't remember. But there is one that kind of does something interesting. But the animations if you go back and play those games, the animations are terrible. But no one's excited about Assassin's Creed in 2025. I mean, if anyone is telling you otherwise, I mean, they're part of the paid marketing campaign. They probably got early access. If you're watching anyone that got invited to that early access shill campaign festival for Assassin's Creed Shadows, well, they're disingenuous. Their word doesn't mean anything. Oh, but Ubisoft said I couldn't. Ubisoft said I could say anything I want. It's like, okay, but that doesn't mean that they're going to invite you back. So, yeah, if you say the game's trash, they ain't inviting you back. So if you wanna burn that bridge, then go ahead. But most of the creators didn't. So, they sugarcoated the issues that they had with us. I played 10 hours of Assassin's Creed Shadows, and yeah, well, what did you say? You said the same thing that everyone else said. That's what you said. So your opinion doesn't hold weight because it's not real. Okay, we're at 24% on the battery, so we'll go for a little bit longer here. But like I said, it is a shorter show here for today. But the reason why we wanted to come out here and talk about this again is to kind of prepare you guys for what could potentially happen later on down the road. As you can see, Fable today was delayed to 2026, and GTA 6 could be next. But Michael, Take-Two said fall 2025. It's coming, Michael. Hold your horses. Okay. That's all you have to go off of? Like, why? Okay, so if it's coming, then why isn't Rockstar pulling the curtain back? Why are they waiting until the very last moment to pull the curtain? Oh, because they don't need to? They don't need to market the game? Is that the argument? Okay, but no one knows about this game. The internet does. But let's talk to people outside of the internet. And let's survey people that are not in the internet gaming bubble. And let's ask them, have you seen this trailer? And most of them probably will say, surprisingly, they haven't, or they forgot about it. I would be blown away if you showed someone, like even if we showed someone a picture of Jason and Lucia there, they don't know who they definitely wouldn't recognize them. They wouldn't know what that's from. So no one knows that the game exists. I mean, they know of it, but they don't really care or they remember because the trailer came out 450 days ago, and not everyone's watching that every day because, it's not like the trailer updates and there's new scenes. So I don't know where you guys are coming from with this idea that the marketing has to be just like a 4-month marketing campaign for this game. Like, okay, what? That doesn't make any sense to me. That's a bunch of baloney is what that is. That's a bunch of baloney. Because, like I said, these days it's all changed. And maybe they didn't need that back in the day, But now you're combating against AI. And, the distribution method for advertising these days is internet. Like, how else are they advertising video games? I mean, there's, they do billboards and they do things in real life, especially in Los Angeles. But how effective is any of that bullshit? Probably not really effective. Like, who's going to look at a sign in real life and be like, yeah, I'm going to go home and play a video game? It's like, no, we out here on the motherfucking streets. We ain't going inside and playing a video game. We out here on motherfucking streets. Like that to me is like, you're just putting up a billboard about a video game? Like, yeah, I want to go home and play that, by the way. And it's like, no. I got off my shift, and now I want to go home and play a video game that wants me to do work in a virtual world and not. It's fun, by the way. No, it's not fun. The hell? So, back in the day, we had game magazines. You had all these game magazines. You had Electronic Gaming Monthly. You had Game Pro. You had G4 on television back in the day. You had, just different outlets to advertise games. And now it's just basically the internet and a few billboards in real life, but I don't. How are they going to sell this game to you in 4 months? And how many months do they have? March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 8 months. They have 8 months to figure all of this out? Nah, it's not happening. And potentially less than that. Maybe 7 months, 6 months, 5 months. I mean, If they put the game out tomorrow, do you think it would sell well? Hey guys, here's Grand Theft Auto 6. We finished it early. There's no trailer 2. It's available now, by the way. Yeah, that's not going to do well. No one would buy that because they wouldn't even know it's available. They have to market this game. They have to shove it down your throat. They have to tell you it's the best thing since sliced fucking bread. That's how it works. And they need time to do that. And there was a rumor that they were making a live-action trailer. I saw some of that stuff, and I don't know what the hell that was. But if that's anything official, that looks like garbage. I could have did better than that. I mean, it's just terrible looking. It clearly it wasn't a fan film because they were maybe it was like a PlayStation thing where it's like PlayStation's gonna make a live action trailer to sell the PlayStation 5 or some bullshit. Oh, wouldn't surprise me. Oh, shit. We'll still have the same conversation in a month from now. So March 25th will come out, and we'll be having the same topic. We'll be having the same conversation. Nothing's going to change with this game. Like, you guys just wake up every day and you just think that, oh, yeah, Rockstar's going to pull that curtain back today. Well, I'd love to see it, and I'd love to be proven wrong. And I'm going in with these expectations, so that way when they do pull the curtain back, I'm going to be surprised, and that's going to make the experience much better. Because if I go in thinking that it's happening later this year, and it doesn't, then we're going to be disappointed. But if we go in with low expectations, and I mean very low expectations, we will be pleasantly surprised whenever they decide to pull the curtain back. Okay, we got 18% on the battery, folks, so we'll be wrapping this up here shortly. And it's getting chilly out here. They said it was warm out, by the way. Yeah, well, it's chilly. I'll tell you that right now. It is chilly out here. So Fable got delayed, and Shake and Bake is coming through. This is what we love to see.
Jake Bake super chatted $4.99. GTA 5 took a lot of steps back. Combat was slop. We need GTA 4 physics back in place. The game needs to flip gaming on its skull or it's over.
Yeah, I mean, it really does. This is the be-all, end-all. It really is the be-all, end-all. A lot of people are having this same moment where gaming doesn't hit the same. It's not, these new games that are coming out are not, they might be fun for about a week and then they get boring. Like, we need something with a lot of meat on that bone. And if you watch the Chromecast video, GTA 4 and GTA 5, it's like, yeah, the GTA 4 was massively above what was going on in GTA 5. And we certainly hope that they have figured that out. And the combat system in this game, I mean, it has to be better than any other GTA. It has to be everything in this game. The mini games that's why I said, if they make a basketball mini game here in this game, it could potentially cannibalize the sales of NBA 2K. And they don't, because honestly, unless they turn that off for the online and make it single player only, like, it just wouldn't be a great situation. It really wouldn't be a great situation. Because they could potentially cannibalize sales for NBA 2K, and they don't want to do that because that's a big moneymaker. So them making a basketball game in this game where you see the basketball and you shoot some hoops when it's like super realistic euphoria physics and all of that stuff, the animations look like just unbelievable. I mean, that would be fantastic, but I think that would eat up the sales of NBA 2K, or at least less people would be playing NBA 2K because they're looking for a better basketball game, but 2K refuses to put that out. So they go to GTA 6 instead, and they say, let's shoot some hoops in Vice City. I mean, honestly, I think. But I mean, if they are allowed to do it, then I think they should go all in. I think the basketball. I think, that should be the best basketball game ever. Everything in this game should be the best ever. This should, they don't make the skateboarding games anymore, so. Well, actually, they are coming back. The new Tony Hawk is coming out. You have Skate 4 in early access. That's never not going to be in early access, and then. But if they make a skateboard game in this game with euphoria physics and, you can go to the skate park and grind on the rails and shit. I mean, if it just works and it's realistic and it looks smooth and it plays and it's fun, I mean, Jesus. You're talking about something crazy, and then you can put stuff in the trunk in this game. They got to make that a feature where the trunk has to kind of operate like the where you could store stuff in the car and stuff like that. I mean, the fact that you couldn't even do that in previous games is kind of weird. Like you make a game about GTA and it's like, well, the car is the most important aspect in the primary way to traverse throughout the game world. And Sleeping Dogs has that feature where you can throw things in the trunk, right? And I think that game is an internet darling game. I think it's highly overrated, but it does have some interesting aspects that are not in GTA. Yeah, this game has to really push the envelope on the open world genre and just gaming as a whole. It really has to figure that out because we're looking for a game with a lot of depth and a lot of substance. Yeah, and a game where you don't skip the cutscenes because it's just like the acting is so wooden. Like that's the problem with these game cutscenes. It's like the acting is trash. The acting is so terrible. The Last of Us 2, no one skipped the cutscenes in that because the acting was good. The production value was fantastic. You could disagree with the storyline, but the production was there, right? The production wasn't not there. The production was there. That's what we're talking about. Non coming through with the 5. We're going to be wrapping it up here shortly.
Nor on Super Chatted $5. Can you imagine none of this is in the game and it's just another GTA game?
It wouldn't surprise me, and the normies would eat it up. It wouldn't surprise me, and the normies would eat it up. They love lining up to the buffet and just consuming whatever is brand new and shiny. They just can't get enough of that. So it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, if you look at the GTA 5 trailer, there's a lot of stuff in that trailer that isn't even in the game. GTA 5 trailer 1, and you compare it to the final release, and then they use the excuse, well, it was on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, and yeah, I mean, it was on obsolete hardware, but GTA 4 was obviously more superior in a lot of ways, so I think they went overboard with the 3 playable characters in that era, I think. So now they're going back to 2, and the problem with this game that I'm seeing right now is that there's not necessarily a hook. Now, obviously we haven't played the game, but I think the social media aspect, I think that could be the big hook this time around because there's no game that really has incorporated it like that in an open world game in this setting. So I think that could be the big thing here this time around, the social media aspect and how they implement that and how and we're not talking about online stuff, but I mean that could carry over to that too. But we're talking about a fake social media within GTA 6 and how you can go on your phone and you can record videos within the game on your phone and then put it up on the social media thing, and or other NPCs record. Like if you're doing something like crazy in the game, they'll record you and you'll be up on the social media. It shouldn't be that hard to really program, really, to be honest. I mean, I'm not a game dev, but when you really think about it, it shouldn't be that hard to really program. They just have another camera, an invisible camera that kind of looks like it's from a cell phone or something, and then they just create it. It shouldn't be that hard to develop this system, to be honest. But I think you're going to be. I think I know what they're. I mean, we don't know, but I think I know the direction that they could head in, and I think it. If they really implement it in a way that I think this is going to be a game that's going to piss a lot of people off, and not because it's woke and not because it's sanitized and censored. Those are things that are going to definitely be here in this game, but I think just at least for the single player campaign, I think the Red Dead 2 stuff, like the way the pacing of that game, the way. This is going to be a turnoff for a lot of people. Well, GTA 4 is a little slow too. GTA 4 has a lot of physics, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get around in that game because all the physics and stuff. But I think this is going to be a more, hopefully, grounded game. I think this will be a hopefully more grounded game where there's more impact to your gameplay, and it's not just like an arcade game where you roam around and do whatever. I mean, you can still do that, but I think everything you do in this game is going to be a little bit more impactful. And I think that's going to create a more interesting dynamic this time around. But one thing I will say is that hopefully cheat codes remain. If they take out cheat codes, then that will be disappointing. But there's a bunch of people on the internet that are very woke and they are against cheat codes and they say that that's not necessary. And it's like, wow, they are party poopers. They don't like cheat codes in a GTA game. Like, what the fuck? Like, that was a thing. It's a shame that these gamers today didn't grow up with that stuff, but so they're missing out. They don't know it. But GTA 5 has cheat codes. They're not great, and Red Dead 2 does as well. So hopefully that retains itself. They're not that great, though. The cheat codes aren't as good as they once were, but at least they were still in the game as far as Red Dead 2 anyway. Red Dead 2 does have cheat codes, but they should bring that back. The cheat codes should return here in GTA 6. You know, just put them in, and not through like the phone or anything, but just put them in with the buttons. Because in GTA 4, you had to type in random numbers to get the cheat codes, and I thought that was kind of cool, but it was easier to do muscle memory with the random with the button prompts than it was to do random numbers, just to do the numbers. Okay, folks, we are almost wrapping it up. We're at 10% here. But yeah, Assassin's Creed Shadows, we will probably play that when it comes out next month. That's about a month away from now, so I have no desire to really play it though, and I don't really care about that crap because it's like they waited way too long to make that game. Like that game was like a hyped up game like 10 years ago, or even before that. You know, they were hyping up Assassin's Creed Shadows. Assassin's Creed Japan for a long time, like that. Everyone wanted that game, and then they waited too long, and you know, now here comes this mobile. Literally, these new Assassin's Creed games are mobile games. Like they literally run on iPhone. Now maybe that's a testament to where the technology has come with phones and stuff like that. But they literally run on your phone now. So I wouldn't be expecting too much in that department because they're mobile games now. Just straight up mobile games, and it's like, well, you know, it's crazy how you guys are hyped up for Assassin's Creed Shadows. I mean, that could never be me. That's why I don't make videos on it, because what am I supposed to say? I just don't care. I literally just don't care. I don't care about being a samurai in Japan. Like that to me is boring. I've already played Ghost of Tsushima. I've already played all of these other samurai games. Now they're making this whole samurai genre has just taken off within the last 5 or so years. And it's getting really annoying already. It's like, here's our samurai game. Here's this samurai game. You know, it's like, I don't want to play a samurai game. I'm not interested. I've already played one of them, and it was boring, and it was a snooze fest. Why would I want to play another? And they just keep making them and making them and making them, and it's like, oh, this is the new zombie genre. I mean, it really is. This is the new zombie. They don't make zombie games anymore. You notice that? They don't make zombie games anymore, which is crazy to me. I mean, you got Days Gone Remastered, but that's a remaster, which is smart, actually. They don't, you know, it's way cheaper to remaster the game than it is to make a whole new game. So they can just pump out Days Gone for an all-new generation of gamers, because the first Days Gone, when did that come out? 2017 or 2018, somewhere around there. That's been a few years ago, so half a decade since its release. So they just pump it back out with ray tracing enabled and all of that bullshit. And you know, the audience of today, they buy it, they won't play. It's just how it is. Okay, folks, we're gonna wrap it up before it cuts off. We're gonna wrap it up here before it cuts off, as it will be cutting off here shortly. There we go. We got the warning. Battery is running low, by the way. So we will be ending it here shortly before the cutoff, because it will just cut off if we don't end it. And the last super chat of the broadcast, Gnaw On, is in here yet again. You love to see it.
Gnaw On super chatted $5. Imagine GTA 6 will be GTA but woke. Money bag, money bag, money bag, dollar bill space, money bag, money bag, money bag.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be it. Well, that's okay, because Red Dead 2 has woke themes, and GTA 5 has woke themes. I mean, they've always had woke themes. I remember playing GTA 4 in 2008 and being like, "What is this dialogue?" Like, it was just kind of weird. So I kind of picked up on it back in 2008. But it's just Rockstar's writing, I guess. A lot of the characters kind of just, I don't know, it's just kind of odd way for characters to conversate. It's not really natural. But it's cinematic and it's compelling enough. Yeah, we'll see what they do with this game. I mean, obviously, it's not coming anytime soon, but I'd love to be proven wrong, and who knows, maybe tomorrow they announce trailer 2. That'd be fantastic. Then we can get excited out here and we can say, holy fucking shit, they pulled the curtain back and get another look at this game. It's been it's been nearly 450 days and we're still in this radio silent period, and it's just like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, you continue to say the game is coming fall 2025, and yet it's nowhere to be found. Again, we just heard today that Fable is delayed. Could GTA 6 be next? I absolutely do believe it will be. I think GTA 6 is going to get delayed. I think there's a very, very, very slim chance that it might come this year, but right now, all signs point to this game. It's not marketing. Like, let's just put it that. Oh, Rockstar loves to just stay silent, and they do. The fans do all the marketing for them, and it's like, yeah, the 5,000 fans on some